Hello everybody and welcome to the video notes for Unit 4, Day 17. And in today's lesson, we're going to put everything that we've been doing this week regarding the distributive property, and we're going to put it all together. So let's go back to the very beginning of the week, where we started with this. What is the expression 3, and then in parentheses, b plus c? What does that mean? Well, one way we can think of this is it's 3 times, because whatever's outside is being multiplied with everything inside. So this is 3 times the sum of, because it's adding on the inside of the parentheses, the sum of b and c. So 3 times the sum of b and c. Oh, I almost forgot. Today's video is dedicated to Fatima Alonso in 6A. Hi, Fatima. And the other way that you can also think of this, if it's 3 times the sum of b and c, that's the same thing as having 3 groups of b plus c. So 3 groups of b plus c. And the way that we can draw that out, that's like having 1 group of b plus c. Right, here's 1 group of b plus c, another group of b plus c, and a third group of b plus c. And altogether, there's 1, 2, 3 b's, so that's the same thing as 3b plus 1, 2, 3 c's, 3c. So we use a model, a diagram, to figure out that 3 times b plus c is the same thing as 3b plus 3c. And we've learned that factored form is when there's a term outside the parentheses, and expanded form is when we use the distributive property to multiply the term outside the parentheses with each term inside the parentheses. And we can go back and forth between the two. What I'm going to challenge you to do now is, the rest of these video notes is all review. So before I do anything, I actually want you to take a look at all of it and first do as much of it as you can. So everything from here all the way down, I want you to pause and try as much as you can on your own first, and then after you've tried everything, resume the video to check your work or figure out what you don't know. And now you are resuming the video to check your work. At any point, you can pause it again to start working if you figured out how to do something. Factored form is here. To go to expanded form, we use the distributive property, just like that. So if it's, that would give us 4 times 2x plus y. 4 is on the outside, so we do 4 times 2x plus, because there's a plus sign, and then 4 times the second term, which is y, which is 4 times y. 4 times 2x, that gives us 8x plus, because there's a plus sign. 4 times y gives us 4y. Our final answer in expanded form is 8x plus 4y. 3 gold stars if you got that right. Let's take a look at the next one. The expanded form is 6x plus 9y, so we want to bring it to factored form. Whenever it's factored form, we got to think, what is the greatest factor of 6x and 9y? If it helps, you can list it out, or you might know it in your head already. Let's try listing the factors out. 6x, the factors are, what can I divide into 6 or into x? I can divide 1, and it's 6 divided by 1 is 6, so 6 is also a factor. I know I can divide 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3, so I can divide 3 into 6 as well, because 2 times 3 equals 6, and the variable is also always a factor. So x is a factor here. 1, 2, 3, 6, and x are factors. Let's do the second term, which is right here, 9y. Let's list out the factors. 1 and 9. And I know I can also divide 3. I think that's it. 1, 3, and 9. And there's a variable y, so y is also a factor. Let's find the greatest common factor, so the biggest number that occurs in both lists. That's going to be 3. So then I know that 3 is going to be on the outside here of my parentheses. 3 times whatever is here should give me this first term. So I know that 3 times 2 gets me to 6. 3 times 2 is 6, and there's an x over here, so I need 2x. So 3 times 2x equals 6x. And then second term, 3 times whatever is here gets me to this term. Well, 3 times 3 gets me to 9. So then I know I'll have a 3 here, and then there's a y there. So 3 times 3y will get me to 9y. Okay, there's my answer. Another factored form, 3a on the outside times 8 plus 3b. Oh, 3 gold stars if you got that last one right. Let's try it out. We're going to multiply 3a with each of the terms inside the parentheses. We'll do that over here. 3a times 8 plus 3b. So first, 3a times 8. I can write it out like that. Plus 3a times the second term, which is 3b. (3a times 8), I can combine the numbers by multiplying. 3 times 8 is 24. There's the a, so 24a, plus, I can multiply the two numbers together. 3 times 3 is 9. A times b is ab. 24a plus 9ab. Now since we're adding here, not multiplying, I can't combine them anymore because they're different variables. Here there's an a, here there's a b. They're not the same thing, so they can't be combined. There's my answer. Mushroom, if you got that right. Now, going from expanded form to factored form. I have 13b and 11b. 13b. What are the factors of 13? Well, it's actually only just 1 and 13 and b. For 11b, what are the factors? I think it's just 1 and 11. Can't divide anything else into 11, and b, because the variable is always a factor too. So in this case, the variable is the greatest common factor. So that's what's going to go on the outside. b times, well, I have 13b over here, so I need b times 13. That'll get me to 13b. Second term, b times whatever's here, will multiply up to 11b. So b times 11. And now I have my answer in factored form. Okay, if you got that one right, 3 gold stars for you. Now let's take a look at these bottom ones. Here it is in expanded form, 30 and 48. Here it is in factored form. So that I know that 6 times 5 gets me 30, and then 6 times whatever this second term is gets me to 48. So I think to myself, 6 times what number equals 48? Or 48 divided by 6 is what? In this case, 6 times 8 gets me to 48. And that's that answer. If you weren't sure how to do this at first, and now after doing this one, it makes sense. I'm going to have you do a quick pause and try those last two on your own. And now you can resume the video to check your work after you've tried those last two on your own. Okay, here it is in expanded form, in factored form. It's 9a. 9a times whatever is in here should get me to this first term, which is 54ab. So 9 times what gets me to 54? 9 times 6 gets me to 54. There's also a b here, so I need it to be 6b. So that 9a times 6b gets me to 54ab. 9a times 2, that's where I get this 18a from. Last one. 9 times 5d, that gets me to 45d. And then 9 times 7c, 9 times 7 is 63. And there's a c there, so 63c. All right, those last two were kind of hard. If you got those right, 5 gold stars for you. And with that,